So, yeah. Have you not seen Blue Story? I ain't even seen it.
I haven't seen it.
I'm looking forward to watching it, to be fair. But I ain't seen it. Bare passa and drama and argument about, you know, what's been happening recently, which at first I wasn't paying too much attention to. I was just trying to have a good time, to be honest with you.
My brother.
But then, from how it seems, this film's come out or whatever, then there's an altercation that happened outside a cinema.
Yeah.
No one's 100% sure what these kids were going to see, because I heard that they were in the queue for Frozen, but I'm not 100% sure in this. What it sounds like is no one's 100% sure, right? But Blue Story is the thing that got taken away, not from that cinema, but from all of them.
Yeah.
So if you,
I've read that there's been more than one.
okay,
16 apparently. Yeah.
well, 16 you heard. I heard
the
25.
count. Oh, okay.
Someone else heard a different number.
I'm
Or
happy.
25 incidents in 16 cinemas or something like that.
But this is incredible. Do you know why? Because it just promotes it more. If that never happened, I probably never would want to
It
go watch
probably
it.
does,
But
you're
you know
right,
what?
still.
You keep,
Yeah.
because you know what? These people like to create these agendas to try and shut man down, and man absolutely twisted it, because the more times they shut it down, I saw more rappers promoting it, and I said, you know what? I'll fucking go and spend some money as well. There's no fucking way you're gonna go and take down this brother and take down their whole thing. It's just not right. It's not bloody
It potentially
right.
is the best thing that could have happened to it.
Bro, it's the
ironically.
best. It was the best form of marketing ever. Because even I started saying, you know what? I don't usually like even put in my time around. I want to have a good time. But when I saw that, I was just like, this is pathetic what you're trying to do, you know? Because there's football. Do you know what? You know what causes the most amount of fights every year and will never be shot?
Football.
Football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's the most money involved in it, so no one's going to...
What's that?
Football.
It doesn't matter. There's too much money's involved in a Hollywood film, my brother.
Yeah, but that's not a Hollywood film.
Yeah.
Or
okay.
film that turn over 1 point whatever.
But do you know what?
Film,
Just to
regardless,
you
turn
know,
over a lot of money.
just to just to show something that why that's not particularly true. Yeah, because cinemas right now are not what they used to be. They're not generating as much money as they used to. So the fact that people are going and spending their money, they could really do with that piece. I'm telling you now.
I don't
You
go cinema.
could have really dealt with that piece. So for them to say, you know what, we're gonna take it away, is making a massive statement. Because it's not like people just wait for the streaming. It doesn't matter. Like people, I thought it was. I didn't even know it was in a cinema like that until all of this shit happened. But they could have done with the peas. So really, it should have been. It should have, for them to shut something like that down. It should have been more of a bigger deal than it being this. As far as I'm concerned, it was like one incident where they're saying it's a whole bunch, but like. As far as I'm concerned, it sounds like all of these other incidents that allegedly happened have only come up now because of the backlash that they've had over this one thing that they've done. So it's like now they're saying, oh no, this isn't the first one. There was actually this, that, and whatever. Minor incidences. What is a minor incident? I could be at a cinema.
Yeah.
Dan could be at a cinema. I might not know him. We might be at the other side. We might have a quick shouting match. And then I leave. Someone might be in the cinema complaining, oh my God, there was, 2 people in the cinema shouting. That is not enough to contribute to a film being taken down from all cinemas.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man.
What do I always say?
Well, they're not
How do
giving
people-
us it. They could give us it, but they're not.
No, they don't want to. They have an agenda. That's why I'm happy. I'm saying to you, how can you give me 20% of... I said to a girl the other day, do you know the reason why people won't be with you? Because if information's on a scale of 1 to 8, you give them 1, 2, and 8. So I want to know where 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is. I want to know what that is. And that's the same thing with the situation here. All you've told me is that there was an incident in a cinema and it involves Blue Story. I don't know what the incident was. I don't know what happened. I don't know how old these kids are. I don't know nothing. But that is the headline. We live in the headline generation. So if you tweet that, we've got to not watch Blue Story. And irrespective of what anyone may think about it, and I didn't pay money because I wanted to say I want to go and watch a good film and critique it. I said to myself, you know what? There's bare brothers I know in this film. They've done something lit. You know what? Go support the thing because there's so much other things that they could be doing.
100%.
One boy in that film, Man Like D, he's from flipping Wood Green. He's from North London. I didn't even know he was in the film. I was happy when I see him in that film. Versace breast milk. I've been following that guy since he was on flipping Instagram, bro. And he used to do the videos of him like talking to designer and things like that. And
Is that his name?
Yeah, he used to. Well, that was his name on.
Yeah, he's fuck, bro.
He's
this
so
brother is
funny.
so funny, bro.
I'm so glad he's. Do you know what it is?
Versace Brett, he's
Bro,
funny.
I was with him in April.
Does he
April
still use his Instagram like that?
I'm not sure.
Because I ain't really seen no videos. Let me go and check.
But I went on when I went
Funny
to
brother.
when I went to LA in April, I met him with another guy in the film that was because the guy that's in EastEnders is in the film as well. And do you know what? My point is this. I'm going too far. My point is this. It's nice that there's a place where they can be on screen.
Yeah.
When you watch Hollywood films or you watch any films for that matter, before Callum corrects me again, there's no faces that man can recognise. But now, man's just seen a whole estate. There's a guy in it from Tottenham. I just said, yo, that's what we've been missing in the cinema screens. You make that more consistent, you're not going to have these problems. It's just that you try and make a big issue of it, so therefore it prevents the amount of films we can have going to the cinema. But the killer is it grossed a lot of money. So now, money speaks, innit? So now it has to happen.
We had Femi on the podcast who was saying the same, like talking about just all the politics about trying to get films in a cinema anyway, and all the levels of commission that you've got to go to, and just literally just how difficult it is. Any one incident that happens, that it can be used against you in some way. I did think to myself.
He said the Intent 2 had issues with that. I think cinemas pulled out just before it was going out.
Because of the audience.
Yeah, but quite a lot of their cinemas pulled out.
I just think that's just crazy. Especially like, it's so weird because, okay, I get it. Cause for me, there's definitely racist undertones here in this, like massively. But I think to myself, cinemas are not killing it right now.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're doing this at a time when you're not killing it is mad to me. If you was doing it at a time when cinema was killing it, it'd still be a thing. But you're not even. So you're prepared to say, you know what? Don't even want your money. Like we're not doing so well, but I definitely don't even want your money.
Yeah.
Do you know what makes no sense as well? Is that a climate in which you can't avoid this? You can't avoid black people being cool. You can't avoid ethnic minorities being cool. You can't avoid working class people making money now. You can't avoid it. It's too in your face. So you can switch on your TV and you can see various artists from a similar background to the people in Blue Story. You can watch football matches and see similar footballers from the same area of Blue Story, like models. I can go on forever. Comedians, Mulder comedian, like all of these people are from similar backgrounds to the Blue. So if the film comes out now, you have to accept it, my GG. Like you can't just pretend that this stuff is not happening. So we're gonna just say we're not gonna have it in the cinema. Don't you understand? Some of the most integral people within the music scene for under 25s are black men with loads of followers. And if they tweet, we're watching this, people are going to care. Like, you can't try and think that, I don't know what viewer thinking, like, oh, we're going to stop it and everyone's going to view. Like, but I don't even care about your view. Man, are dickheads, fam. Am I a dickhead?
Do you know what the maddest thing is, though? I wonder if this is all part of a plan to kind of create a narrative that there is actually a correlation between these types of movies and violence. The reason why I say this here is because,
of course,
see, like with like drill and all of that type of stuff, that whole conversation about like banning drill and all of that, people come out and say, well, you don't keep the same energy with movies. You don't say that it's this, that, and the other with movies.
Exactly.
So now something like this happens, it gives, I would say, the extreme right wing that power to say, look what happened now.
Yeah.
There is a correlation. So that's it. The narrative of being painted, we need to stop this, that, and all of that.
And it's like, do you know what's even worse than that? And what makes me my blood boil. This is why I say to you, I don't like this country. I don't. I just live here because I've got no choice. But I don't like this country. I like a lot of the people in it, but I don't like this country. Look what happened with England and Bulgaria. And remember I spoke to you about it when Coach Radical was here. Imagine this now. Remember, we're a little bit older or a little bit wiser, so we're not going to fall into the headline trap. But imagine you're a 16, 17-year-old boy and you hear it's going off when Blue Story happens. Yeah. Now you're going to have to go with more people than you actually wanted to go with. Now you all got to have shanks. And now that you've left the house with that energy, you're probably more likely to get into a problem.
Yeah, of course.
So like you're advertising the fact that this place is dangerous. Some man are going to be like, dangerous for who, fam? Man's still going. Like those are the minds that you're infiltrating. You know exactly what you're doing because you're trying to trigger a response which will mean that Blue Story doesn't be what it's meant to be. All I ask is for every person going to watch Blue Story, fam, don't fall into the trap, fam. Don't let these men make you fall into a trap where if you enjoy this moment, go and enjoy the moment. Don't potentially be the reasons why we can no longer have more moments like this. Like, don't be a part of that. Like, if you want to be an actor, you want to make money, you want to do these things, don't fall into this country's agenda of trying to silence the working class man. Like, don't fall into it. Ignore all of that shit. Like, if you know, I've gone to my Twitter, I have silenced so many words, so much stuff, because if I don't see it, then it doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
That's true.
It doesn't exist. If I log off, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm just going to stop certain things. So all of these stories about Blue Story, I haven't really seen. Because I've silenced bare things on my Twitter. I don't want to see that, fam. And if a lot of more people say to themselves, I only want to be exposed to what can motivate me, eventually, before you know it, we ain't looking at all that stuff no more, and no one's really doing it. But when you put it in man's face and say, Blue Story, all of a sudden it just changes the way certain people approach a very simple situation like going to the cinema. I know at 17 years old, if that happened, I'm phoning all the man, they're like, yo, cuz, can't we just round up a couple of man and go Blue Story? Because it might be on... Why do I need to do that to go cinema? I was happy when I went yesterday. I saw man with their gal, everything. Go on, my brothers.
Naturally.
Do your thing.
Are you going to see it then?
Yeah. I'm pretty late to watch these films. But yeah, I'll watch it. I'll definitely watch it. I always take these things in kind of after the immediate hype of it, because I just want my own kind of opinion on how good it actually is. But yeah, people are saying it's one of the best UK productions.
I would say wait for everything to settle and then just go and watch
Yeah, of course.
I don't want to sometimes say to you, don't fall into any hype. Don't fall into nothing.
People are giving it rave reviews. But I'm just, I want my own unaffected opinion on it.
Because you know what it is? People,
I'll keep it 100. When I see it, I'll keep it 100.
Sorry to cut you, Chucks, but the media do it very well. They'll rave it up, and then in a month's time, I'll go on Twitter and people will be like, there's something new now. Like don't rave it up like that. Just be cool with it, fam. Love it. Love this moment. This 20 years from now, this is going to be such an integral moment. Let's just appreciate it, and we don't have to say it's the best. No, it's a great piece of work. Just keep.
No, but even if it's not, let's be honest. Even if it's not, it's. I'm gonna take an educated guess that at the bare minimum, it's a good effort, and it's sick to see that there's people that come from where we come from and a certain environment doing something constructive with themselves. That for me, already that deserves a round of applause.
But when I say best, I'm like, don't do that, because you just said it's not a Hollywood film. By saying it's the best, now you're putting it in comparison. I don't want man to compare it to nothing. Let's just compare it to what my man's doing and just say, you know what, my brother, like Chucky said, well done. There's a bag of brothers in it that probably wouldn't have had the opportunity to be in the cinema. Compare it to
and
what?
Bank. I just like to see man as well making money and changing their life, changing their scenario.
Song is in the thing,
all of that.
Banks in the, blood, let's just love that for what it is and don't worry about nothing else. Appreciate it for what it is, family.
But and you know what the thing is as well? Like away from that argument, but it's actually okay for something to just not be good.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Chucks, it is.
I know what you're getting at here.
No, I'm not. Wait. I need this to be clear, Poet, because I don't want. I haven't seen it.
No,
I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it, and I don't know. But what I'm saying is, like, just because because it's ours.
Doesn't mean it's
it doesn't
great.
mean that we all have to say that it's amazing. I hope that it is. But it doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be.
That's why I say to you, don't say best and don't just look at it for what it is. Look at it for the circumstances it's placed in, the time it's come out. Look at all the moments of adversity he's probably had to go through.
Of course.
Look at how difficult it is to do what my man's done. Like, that is a difficult task. So
and you know what is amazing as well?
Into consideration.
Sorry.
My brother, let's just say, yo fam, I love this, whatever, and just keep it moving, fam. Because I don't want people to just do what the English public do with absolutely everything, where Wayne Rooney at 16 is the man, and at 30 years old he's just a horrible guy. And this, I don't want that to happen to our culture, fam. Honestly, fam, we're gonna deal with things real, like Chucky said, and we're just gonna say how it is, and we're gonna move forward like that. I don't want to be a part of popular culture where they just build you up to destroy you. I have no interest in that.
And also, just the rooms that Rapman was in before creating that film, with like being in a room with Jay-Z and doing all that type of stuff, like just being in a different sort of level of meetings and having conversations with those types of people, I just think is quite inspiring from what he actually started. Do you know what I mean? But I'm going to see it anyway and see what my vibe is with it and whatever. Regardless of anything, it's sick that we have this. This is another thing in the catalogue that we can look back and say, you know what I mean? It's like still early on in the film industry for the man them, really. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, do you know what? Yeah, I do want to start seeing some different types of films as well, though. Not on the negative side, but I want to see some of those guys play. Do you know what we need? No, we don't need it, but what I want to see like 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 we had Love and Basketball and that, something like that.
Something for the end.
Like a gal thing. I want to like a man from Tottenham and that, but he's on a gal thing. You know what I'm saying? But I want a rapper to play it too. So I want obviously a rapper that can act, because obviously we have actors too. So I don't want actors to feel like man are just taking their jobs and that, because you have to be good enough to be able to do it. It shouldn't just be about you being a rapper. I don't want to just see anyone doing it. So the best person for the job, whether it be an actor or a rapper. But I don't know, let's say Skeppy.
I know, but I don't even like that when people say things like this. Everyone just sounds old. Like the
No,
film industry.
but
Hear me
wait.
out. You say that because you're an older man who's seen several films. If I'm 17 years old, I want to watch Blue Story Part 2. Yeah. I want to see the Blue Story in Birmingham. I want to see Blue Story in Manchester. I don't want to see no love story, my brother. This is for the youth man. If the youth man are going to keep producing this for a little while, let them produce this, perfect this, do what you're good at, then move on. We're not good at love stories. We don't really come from love. We're not really accustomed to that. But the hood, we play the hood very, very, very well. Give us a little while playing the hood, then we can move on to the Love and Basketball. I just think right now, I'm liking what I'm seeing, personally.
Bro, I was like 19 years old when Love and Basketball came out. And you know what?
Yeah.
I loved it.
But you know why? What else came out before that in America? How many more films came out before that?
My favourite films before that was Menace to Society.
Go on.
Big film. Poetic Justice.
Yeah.
Which was a hood film but still had the love story of Tupac. Yeah. That's one of my favourite films, Poetic Justice. What else? Paid in Full, obviously.
Keep going, because you can keep going to the point where you could talk about so many rappers
but those I hear that, but they're still.
But that was a very young moment within that. So I'm saying to you is we're very young.
I'm not saying that it has to be now, but we can do it though.
Nah,
we can do it, and people would want to see it.
I know they would, but right now I'm saying let's focus on doing this well, because it's still
But we still can.
I think sometimes
we don't have to. Look, I'm not, because this is the thing now. This is what I don't want to do, because now it's sounding like I'm saying that all hood movies are bad movies. I'm not.
I don't think it sounds like
my
that
favorite type of movies are gangster films. I like to see people sell drugs in films. I like to see people kidnapped. I want to see people. Okay, I'm just wanting this to be clear to everyone. I like to see people being kidnapped in films. I like to see people being shot. I like to see all different types of stuff in films. Those are my favorite film probably ever is Paid in Full, where a kid gets his fingers taken off. There's all kinds of. It's a true story. Yeah.
Have we had a Paid in Full yet?
Have we had a Paid in Full, like a true story of?
Have we had a Paid in Full yet?
It's not.
We haven't had a Paid in Full yet. Why can't we wait to just get there and move on? Because I'm telling you,
it doesn't have to be that way.
But I would like us to do what we do, because at the end of the day, what we're talking about is real.
Bad boys don't fall in love.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying to you is there's more. But what I'm saying to you is
every bad man has a gal.
But I'm not saying none of that. And listen, I agree. But what I'm saying to you is what we see in terms of music, what we see in terms of Instagram videos and so on and so forth is this lifestyle that I feel the Blue Story portrays. I want to see.
We could do that.
I want to see the greatest example of that before I move on from where we are.
Why?
Because I would like to see a Paid in Full come from our scene.
So you're saying we have to. Do
you know why? Do you know why? Because I know how much money it takes to make a film. Yeah. And if we're gonna go to a whole different demographic, I want us to have the same money. I want us to have the same all the same resources that the big Hollywood films
doesn't
get.
work like that, bro. That's idealistic. But the thing is,
I don't know how it works though, because I'm not in film. But I can tell you in America,
I don't particularly know.
But in America,
but one thing
they've got big budget films to do other types of stuff.
They didn't always.
No. Now they do. There's a journey. I'm not saying Love and Basketball wasn't at the start, but I'm saying to you, where we are is so young in films.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about something that I think is bad. I'm like, we need to get this right.
Yeah, but the thing is, we can still get things right by doing different. We still don't have to do one thing to get things right.
Honestly, I read a study the other day.
Musically, you don't have to just do grime or rap.
But it's not music, though.
There's other things that you can do.
Music.
It's still kind of synonymous.
No, it's not. I tell you what, no, because with music you can have 2-3 people that are involved in creating this song. And that's not many opinions. In a film, just take a look at the credits, my nigga. That is so much people, yeah? I'm just saying, I need more people to understand how to interpret that. Because there's not going to be that...
And we do.
I don't think... You're saying you're talking about us. Different. When you make a film, you go to a production company. I guarantee you...
You don't have to. do, bro.
To make a film.
Bro, listen, yeah.
To make a film,
You see when you go to a film festival,
Yeah.
you've got people that are making films on really small budgets
And
yeah,
I hear you.
to get commissions
that they
to go
understand
to do. So we can
that-
still do
but hear me
that,
out,
bro.
You don't understand where I'm coming from. To talk about us, my brother, we're talking. Listen, I'm not giving my culture, I'm not saying my culture, our culture that I'm a part of, to people that don't know how to interpret it.
You don't have to.
But that's what I'm trying to say. But when you make a film, the people that live within our culture, you take a look at it, we're not that skilled when it comes to making films. When you go to Cannes Film Festival...
I feel like we're doing a pretty good job
No,
of it.
we are doing a good job, but it doesn't come out so frequently, which lets me know that we don't have all the resources in the world. But when you go Cannes Film Festivals, it's not going to be films about hoods. It's going to be films about people that understand how to interpret their message.
I don't know, I haven't been.
We'll get into whatever. It was nice. What I'm saying to you is, when you go to those types of situations, people are doing interpretations of films that have been duplicated for years, that loads of people can understand, loads of people can interpret, and that means so much when it comes to making a film.
So we can do the same.
I want everyone on set.
We can do the same.
Less people
But we
interpret
need,
our
but we,
thing.
they don't get our thing.
What do you mean?
Like when
So
Blue
the-
Story hits the cinema, look what everyone's saying.
So, for example,
No, but
the
my thing
majority-
is that's because the people involved in everything that's happening in and around it. It doesn't. My whole thing is this
Because they don't understand it.
No,
Yeah.
but it's because you kind of want a level of understanding.
So?
But Chucky, it's not, bro. It's man's product. It's man's art. Like when you make
You need to go to a
art
production company,
I
but just
underst-
one that understands.
that understands Wagwan, because I don't even think that.
I don't disagree with that.
Bro.
You haven't told me nothing there. That part that you've told me, that I don't disagree with that.
I'll be
Just-
honest,
just
the
disagree
reason
with
why
Paul.
I didn't like Blue Story had nothing to do with budget or like the visual production or anything like monetary. It was all story-wise. Those parts of that were the reasons why I didn't.
But that has to
like
But my point is this: that has to translate. Everything you do has to. If I tell you something and you go and tell Chucky, unless you are from a similar world to me, when you tell Chucky, you're not going to tell Chucky with the same intent and the same purpose as me, because you just don't understand me. And I'm not saying you, I'm just using you as an example. So now, if I've got a film and I sit down with a bag of people that are not from this type of walk of life, I'm asking them to interpret the situation. I don't want to ask people to interpret something. I want to sit down with a production company that will understand, like Rock Nation, for example. Because you've got musicians going over there. Everyone that goes over there, in any facet they go, they've got the right team to cater to how that person can be interpreted within the world. Because at the end of the day, you're making a product for the world. If the world's resenting it or the world's having problems understanding it, we can't just go, so what's the point in doing it then? You're not making it for yourself. So I'm saying, I feel like every UK film that comes from here deserves the best possible opportunity to go.
I agree,
So
but it
think
doesn't
what you
work
should-
like that. Life just doesn't work like that.
Well,
And it won't
but
work
this
like that
is-
within film.
But this is the scene in which
but
Chucky, there's no rules. We've created
Exactly.
this scene. So hear me out. You can't tell me it doesn't work like that, because we can make it work like that, because
There's
it's
no
our
rules.
scene.
There's no rules. You can't pick and
Bro.
choose when there's rules now.
No, hear me
You
out.
can't do that.
I'm telling you right now, Chucky, you don't want to give your product to people that don't understand.
You don't have to.
But you're going to have to, because
Fam,
there's no...
we got multi-millionaires
A film.
that are rappers, bro, that can invest in things
But
if they want to. I'm
that
not
is
saying
the problem.
I'm not saying that we have to depend on them, but we don't need
But if
anyone.
they invest in something, who are they employing, Chucky?
Us.
You can't employ me. I don't know how to make a film.
Yeah,
Can you make a film?
Okay, no.
Can you make a film?
No, but you know who can?
My problem is that.
Do you know who can?
Who?
Asher D can.
Okay, can Asher D make a film by himself? Because we need cameramen.
I'm gonna take an educated guess that he would know the right people to contact in a safe space to be able to make
I hope
something
so.
work.
I
think
hope
that's
so.
what I
I
think.
don't have
I
enough
could be wrong,
information.
but I think that.
I don't know.
I
don't
believe
know.
that.
I think there's more than
All I'm saying is, I'm not saying
I
that
don't
this is
know.
bad, because I love it. Like what I'm saying is that like they can. I feel like we're at a space now where we can do other things, and it is still a part of our life. Because for about what's the time now?
not said
Oh, wait,
we
wait,
can't.
one
Now
second.
I gotta make it clear.
Wait,
I have not said
We've
we
been
can't do
recording
other
for an
things.
hour and a half. Yeah, we've been talking about Blue Story for half an hour. Before that, we was talking about Gal.
Yeah.
For an hour, we was talking about Gal. You could make a film out of his life, just with Gal. And do you know how funny it would be? Do you know how funny it would be, or how good it would be,
I don't epitomize.
or sad it would
I
be?
do
Man
not.
would be balling.
Bro, honestly, I genuinely feel things that come from this world is so sensitive to me. It means so much to me. It needs to get the best possible opportunity.
agree to disagree.
That's not a problem, because I know for a fact, I'm not saying it cannot be made, but I'm saying when you're making Blue Story and people are having problems interpreting Blue Story, when you can switch on the news and understand Blue Story, why am I going to delve into something?
I don't care. Whether people
That's fair
interpret
enough,
it or
boy.
not. I don't care whether you. I don't care
because
because you know what?
everything grows.
Maybe it just
Work on
wasn't.
your
Maybe it
weaknesses.
just wasn't good.
What's that?
How about that?
What's that?
Maybe Blue Story just wasn't good
But
for
there's
some
loads of
people.
good films that have come out. Like Bullet Boy was
Exactly.
an amazing film. But
Exactly.
again, look when Bullet Boy came out in comparison to Blue Story. It's not as frequent as I would like it to be, which leads me to believe it's not as easy as people making it seem.
it's not always
So
gonna
I'm
be
saying-
good. It's not
no,
always
but
gonna
my
be
point
good,
is
is
this: the films are not frequent. We had a man here talking about how difficult it is. What I'm saying is, when it's easier to execute films, for us, then we should try and delve into multiple different things. I just think, whilst it's so difficult right now, let's do what we're good at.
It's not
and it
multiple
will
different
elevate.
films. It's multiple different storylines.
Yeah, no, but
That's
the
what I'm asking
storylines that
for.
you're
So it
giving.
doesn't have to be gangster all the
But
time.
I understand that, but you see what you're doing. You're giving a product to the world, my nigga. You're not
course.
giving it to yourself. So
Exactly.
I know if you're from Leeds United or from Leeds, sorry, you've never met a black person in your life.
Yeah.
You can watch Blue Story and make sense of it because you've seen the news. But when it comes to love stories and all those types of things, if you're giving it to England, London, because I just don't think everyone's gonna get it. So I'm just like, you know what?
Bro,
Let's keep
not
working
everyone
on this
gets
situation.
what we do on the road either, though. You got to think.
It's not about
what's the
getting
per-
everything on the road. It's
what
about
is the percentage?
understanding that
What is the
road
per-
is dangerous
what is the
and
per-
these are the things that can happen. People understand that much, and then it's a discovery channel to them. Let me find out more.
Same with
I don't
Gal.
know. I just think when it
Same
comes
with
to
Gal.
things,
Everyone understands the love story.
Exactly.
not a love story
Every-
from our situation, Callum. You will understand a love story from the way in which you've
Ask
grown up
kids.
and how you said
Ask Blade Brown.
about what.
Like gal,
I think-
man will be man can still tell you about that.
I'm not saying they can't. You're understand. You're disregarding everything I'm saying.
Tom from Scunthorpe. I don't
Cool.
get
My
it.
example is the fact that they're trying to cancel Blue Story, and that's the most easable, digestible thing there is to man.
Yeah,
so
that's
to complicate the
because it's
situation
us.
even more,
It's
that's
because
what I'm
it's
saying.
us.
So when it comes to us, they will downplay everything. Blood. I went onto the reviews for this film. They were talking about 6 out of 10. They gave it like 83% to mark. They were talking bare shit, and I'm just like, raw. It's because it's come from us, and this is an example of us that everyone can interpret it. And this is what you're saying about it. Fucking hell.
What makes you think that the lower ratings they were getting was because it's coming from your culture?
Oh, Callum, do we really want to go into a situation or a conversation about why I think things that come from my culture are being downgraded by the wider demographic?
no.
Because I can go in through football, I can go through movies, you just trick the genre. Do you want football?
No,
Because that's Ibrahim Sullivan was getting really... No, I'm just saying... No, I'm showing you the wide escape because it's to do with
No, but
society's
I
terms.
understand
No,
that.
you don't understand that because you've just asked me why do I think this, and I'm saying to you,
I'm
in
only
society...
talking about that one
But you can't just talk about that one thing.
Okay.
You can't tell me what to talk about within my culture, Callum. I'm sorry, my bro. This is not something that you will be fucking skilled upon. Like certain things, I will not be skilled upon when it comes to you. You can't tell me why do I believe that is. Bro, that's a mad question, fam. I can't even hear that again. I can't lie to you.
Callum,
Man,
I know
can't
that you're with me anyway, so that's all that really matters.
I can't hear that.
No,
But,
I'm not really with either. I'm kind of.
Okay.
to be honest.
Really,
I
okay.
hear both of what you're saying.
But yeah, we can do other. We don't have to just stay in one lane just to perfect something. I don't think that we have to.
That's
and,
fair enough.
And I think on top of that, like we understand. Yes, we understand Blue Story. We understand
Mm-hmm.
Top Boy and stuff like that. But there's something there's something that hasn't been put out there yet. We can't even work out. We don't even know yet if we would understand it or not. We actually
That's
don't even
very
know.
true.
We don't even know.
But I do know what
the
you're
only
saying.
thing is that all I'm saying is that I'm taking an educated guess that as long as it's executed good and it's a good attempt, then we probably will be able to see what they try to do. It may not be 100% accurate, but we've lived it too.
But you can even take a look at things like Scarface, which bombed in the cinema. But the moment it's accessible for the people that can actually go and watch it,
Yeah.
it became one of the most successful films.
Well, that's exactly my point.
But that's because it's in America and the demographic of black people to sell the product is so much. Over here, our community is so small, it's very difficult for us to send any type of message more time. Because there's not enough people to we're not even like 50%. We're not even like 30% of the population. So for us to send our message, it's so difficult. So I'm like, why make it harder on ourselves if we can send this message, make that prominent, make it something everyone understands, and then say, all right, time to sell several messages. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying
Neither am I.
timing.
Yeah,
Timing's
neither-
mad important.
And again, I never said it has to be done today or tomorrow. I'm just saying that it would be good at some point if I saw, I don't know, like if we saw it doesn't have to be a love story. It could be anything. It could be anything. I've seen I'm a gangster film connoisseur. I love them. They're my favorite types of films. The thing that I'm saying that could be out there, may not even be for me. I might not even like it.
Let me give you an
Because I
example.
like gangster films and I like funny films. But like if I did see like, I don't know, a film in the making of like, let's just hypothetically speak again, Kano was in another film where he was playing a fucking, I don't know, like just I don't know, like something fucking mad different, I'm just gonna watch it. For two reasons. One, because it's Kano, and two, because he's from where we're from. So I'm just gonna be on that. And three, because it's different.
But
One of the reasons why I probably haven't seen Blue.
us.
One
You
of the
keep
reasons
talking
why I
about
probably
you.
haven't seen Blues. Yeah, I'm exactly. Of course, I'm always talking about me, which is
No, but I
sometimes
mean our
self-centered.
culture. I mean, it's easy for you to talk about.
I'm a part of it though.
That's what I'm trying to say to you.
So I'm
How do we
speaking for some
translate it
people-
over there,
I'm
my
speaking-
nigga?
I'm
It
speaking
still
from
needs
a
to
part
make
of
money.
it.
It still needs to do well.
So of course, yeah, I understand that. But also I've lost my train of thought now. But also,
Sorry.
yeah, the third thing is. The third reason why I would watch it is because it's different. Oh, also, one of the reasons why I probably haven't watched Blue Story yet is not because it's supposed to be a bad film or a good film or whatever. It's just because, yeah, it's another gangster film. I'll just see it. Like, I'll
I
just
hear
see it.
that.
I'm not in
I
a
hear
rush to watch it right now.
Yeah, I
but
hear that.
at the same time, I understand that there's a lot of people where it's new to, so you're gonna rush to it and stuff, and more for it because I want to see more people
Because
getting
the younger
paid
demographic
and do
are gonna
that.
ruch to it because they haven't seen it.
They
yet,
haven't
whereas
seen
us
it.
lot, we've seen it
We've seen it so many
We're like,
times.
we'll
So
wait
I'm
for a
speaking
little
from
while.
that. That's all I'm doing. I'm just speaking from that. But it doesn't have to be tomorrow. It doesn't even have to be this year. But if I'm hearing in the making that fucking, I don't know, like Blade Brown was in a film doing something different, I'm on it, bro. 100 million%. And I'll back it the same way. Even more so because of what you just said. It's
What?
difficult. It's hard already.
know, so
We're
I'm saying
already
to you-
doing this thing.
So
We're
then
already
why-
doing this
but
thing and it's
there's
hard.
a strategy you can create where it doesn't have to be so difficult.
Well,
Because I
do
think
it. Find
artistry,
one.
it's not for me to do, but I feel artistry is so
not
important
saying
and it's
you.
so good. It's just like give it the best possible elevation you can under the best circumstances.
And I agree
Like,
with that.
Don't make artistry that's going to be like hidden. Like it's.
I
not
agree
work.
with that too.
And I just think today, I know we would fuck with it. I know we would, because especially considering the fact we've seen so many interpretations of films from this. But I'm just like, I don't know if everyone would fuck with it just because of the climate.
I
I'm
think-
like,
do you know why I
let's
think we
change
would?
the climate and we can change the outcomes.
Well, we're the climate.
We're not the climate.
We are. We're the
unfortunately.
wave, bro. I don't care.
No.
We are the wave.
There's
They're trying to
things
stop
that
it.
are the wave.
They're trying to stop it, but we're the
not
wave.
Yeah.
If it was the right
Fully.
people, if the right people was in it, it's just the wave. We are. We're sick. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
No, but that's
the way.
you're missing the point. Like, that's got nothing to do with what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you is climate. I'm not saying we're not sick. I know we're sick, for fuck's sake. I've been screaming it for years. I'm just saying to you, today, I don't even want man's mind to be over there. Let's make this sick. There's
Our
studies
mind's
that
already
show,
over there, bruv. We're always-
there's studies that show if you focus on your strengths and build them up, your weaknesses become stronger. But if you focus on your weaknesses, your strengths don't.
We don't know
develop.
if we don't know if it's weak.
We do, because we can't even do this well yet.
We have.
Because of people, we haven't done it consistently. It's not one.
That this blue store, this cinema thing has nothing to do with us. It's got everything to do with
Again,
them.
and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make a product for the world, my bro. Not a product for just everyone in Cineworld. We're trying to make a product that everyone can take with no difficulty. Like, if we're gonna make products now that's difficult for everyone to take, then you see that love story. Let's wait till everything's nice, and then the love story will translate way beyond the hood story. The love story will go so far. God knows what that can be. So that is our moment. We can't just waste that right now, because that's the one thing that could actually go. Like, hood stories can go, but love stories. Look, Romeo and Juliet is one of the biggest love stories ever. We have to wait for the right time. Then boom.
When is we never know when the right time is.
Oh, you
bro.
will know
We
when the
never
right
know.
time is. You will know.
We know sometimes we never
we
know.
may not know, but I reckon the people in film will know that you lot, the climate's changed. Let's go do something different.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess that's for the person who's good at foreseeing certain things, and that's why you get people who are geniuses, because they are able to see things before it actually happens. But I'm just saying that.
Like you.
I'm not saying that right now it has to happen, but I'm saying, yeah, like I personally think if the right people are in it, I'm on it. And I think, yeah, of course you want to make a film for the most amount of people to see it, but sometimes you got to just make something for you and for your people, and then what happens outside of that, if it resonates, I know you're going to shut this down because you're saying it's not the same here, but I just think that sometimes when you create something that is for you and for your people, that sometimes becomes the wave, and then everyone jumps on it and then makes that cool. And I just think sometimes you can't always make things for everyone, because it's just not going to work like that. But one thing everyone does do, though, do you know one thing that everyone does do at some point in their life?
What?
Fall in love.
All right, let me make sense. Let me just show you it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You're genius for the podcast. Why? Because at the start, when you make the podcast, we know that the journey that is going to take us on, we're doing it every single week.
It doesn't have to be a love story, by the way. Just sorry, but
the journey we're going to take, eventually, we're going to be better at the podcast. And when everyone's entry point comes into podcast, because we're the forefront of it, you're just going to have to rate us. But that's because we can do it every single week. So every single week we're getting better. Every single week we're perfecting our skills. Every single week we're learning new things.
I agree.
The procedure into making a podcast is quite simple. You don't need much of a budget, and then to take it out, before you know it, one day it's done.
I agree.
A film is a whole different conversation.
I agree.
It deserves a whole different type of attention, and it deserves a whole different approach. And a lot of to do with things with films is to do with the climate, like most things. We're going to speak about certain things that are happening in the world, and it's going to do very well because of the climate. If the climate says, yo, this is the thing to talk about, it's going to do popular. Now, there are certain things, regardless, irrespective of the climate, you can talk about and it does well. So if our podcasts are doing well now, and we speak about love on this podcast, because podcasts are a big thing now in amongst urban whatever, and then love's always going to be a big thing, we can talk about relationships and it will go. But there's no guarantee if we done that in 2014 that it would be where it needs to be. But we know right now if we do that, it can go. Yeah. So I'm saying to you, when it comes to films, I'm not saying that that's not a genius idea. But I'm just saying, I wouldn't even want us to...
I don't believe it's genius.
I think it's a great idea to do a love story from the hood. I think it's a genius idea.
I think it's a good idea. I don't think it's genius.
Oh, the way in which you execute it would be the genius. But the genius in it is actually identifying we should do something like that. I think it's genius anyway. But I just think the climate we're in right now is struggle. We are in a struggle climate. We're in a struggle to be in the charts. We're exceeding that. We're in a struggle to get black actors to be respected. We're exceeding that. So where we're just exceeding all of these struggles, we can make films about struggle. And because of the climate, it will just connect. Eventually, there's going to be a couple within our scene, I reckon, which are going to epitomize everything we want to do with love. Like Will Smith or Jay or something like that. Which will change the dynamics and change the climate. Now, if you drop a film at that time...
Can I just say this, though?
Go on.
You see, with all of that struggle,
oh, here we go. There's struggle.
Man go and struggle with their gal. Anyway.